Hi, beautiful people. So, I share with you some sausage pie. Okay, this pie was made with some sausages. My name is Sianoki. Always a pleasure to have you here. So, into my work, I added some margarine, and then once the margarine is melted, I have cut my sausages into these small sizes, and I'll be frying that for about 2 to 3 minutes, or you can fry it so the how you want your sausages to be fried. Okay, and so once that is done, I'll just go ahead and then grate some garlic. I like the feel of garlic in the sausages, so I grated just 1 clove of garlic, and then I'll just go ahead, stir everything together. Now I have some veggies that I have chopped, and I'll be adding that as well. So the first one is some onions, and then the white part of spring onions. Okay, so I added that, and I'm doing all this under high heat, and then I'm just going to continue to stir. And then the other veggies were carrots, red bell pepper, some cucumber, and then green bell pepper. So I added that to it as well, and I'm going to give this a stir. I also wanted a bit of spice, some kick in this, so I'm adding in some green scotch bonnet pepper. This particular pepper was really spicy, so I regulated the amount. So use what you can handle. So I'm also throwing in some salt and black pepper together with my dried herbs. Okay, this is what I added to this at this point, and just go ahead and continue to stir this. Now as you can see, everything is sort of like separated together, and to achieve everything coming together, I made this slurry, which is some cornstarch and water, and then I added it to it, and this is going to thicken immediately. And then once that is done, I added in the green part of my spring onions. I tasted this and I felt it needed some, extra something small. So I added in my oyster sauce, and it made a whole lot of difference. We wanted to make pie this day, but we didn't have any minced meat or anything. We had sausage, and I decided to put this together, and it was such a success. It has now become a thing in my house. So I'm measuring about 2.5 cups of flour, and I'm using a pastry flour. This is soft flour from Ghana. Okay, if you're in Ghana, this is what you need, some soft flour. And so to that I added some milk powder, I grated some nutmeg, and then some cinnamon. I'm going to stir this nicely, and then yes, I'm adding some turmeric, and ginger powder that I made at home as well. I love the flavor it gave it, so just a little bit of all those goes a long way. Now I had 2 heaped tablespoons of margarine, and I am just going to mix everything together. I'll go in with my fork, and I want it to get to this point where it looks like a breadcrumbs. Okay, like looks like breadcrumbs. So once that is done, I'll just go ahead and pour cold water. Most importantly, yes, pour cold water in this um with this. I'll put all the measures in my description box so you can check it out. The whole idea here is not to knead your dough, because you don't want to activate any gluten. So all you want to do is you just put it together. Okay, just bring it together, because the more you knead this thing, the warmth of your hand can activate gluten, and we do not want that. So once that is done, I've just divided them. I just took a part of it, not the whole thing, again, because as you continue to work this dough, you sort of activate gluten, it become chewy, and we want this to be flaky. The thickness depends on you. I've noticed that my family, they don't really like very thick crust. Okay, so I'm going for quite a thin one. But what I've noticed is that the thickness your crust, the the flakier it is. It's not that this one is not flaky, but I feel like if it's thicker, yeah, it is it is flakier. So yeah, doing it in small batches like this, it just works perfectly. So I just fill in with my sausages and veggies, and then I'm going to use my fork to sort of close it up nicely, and that is that. I'll go through the process with all of them until all is done. I poked that in so that the heat can also penetrate into The filling can have an outlet to escape their juices if they want to. So yeah, I'll just go through a similar process or same process for all of them until I am done, doing this. So once that is done, I just went ahead and added some milk to my egg to make some egg wash, okay? And then I'll wrap it all around the pie so that it gives it this beautiful color, at the end. And once that is done, I'm just going to put this in my oven and the medium heat for 20 minutes. See, the stove I use, it has a grill and oven. So sometimes I put the pie in the oven for 15 minutes, and then after 15 minutes, I just go and use the grill so that the top part can also be done. Mostly that's what I do. These are called turnovers, okay? So ideally they are supposed to be turned over, and this is it. Opening it up is so delicious. There's this saying that goes that when there's a will, there's a way. We wanted to have pie. We didn't have chicken, we didn't have beef, but we had sausages and we did this. It worked. So usually when I have sausage, the first thing that comes to mind is sausage roll. However, I was happy I converted it into a filling like this and it was so delicious. Thank you so much, beautiful, for watching. I'll see you again in another video. Bye.